It is.
Chị Tâm đang nói ở bên phiên dịch hay sao ấy?
Em thử nghiệm em đừng cho chị phiên dịch hôm nay nhé. Em cho chị lại bình thường đi để chị dùng cái mic đó chị có thể nói bình thường được. Em bỏ cái phiên dịch của chị. Can you hear me now, Achan?
Yes, very well.
Yes. Just wait a moment, please.
Yes, there's a question from Ms. Sun Lan. She said, Dear Chan, would you please explain to us the difference between Panya in Samatha and Panya in Vipassana? According to my knowledge, when talking about Panya in Vipassana, it always has to be understanding that understands the nature of conditioned Dhamma and anatta. But the understanding of Panya in Samatha, should we understand it? What it is? Would you please explain to us? Thank you.
So, is there samatha right now? If we think we understand what samatha is there samatha now?
Chị Xuân Lan có ở đó không ạ?
Dạ vâng ạ. Dạ thưa Achan, nếu như chúng ta hiểu có Samatha thì ngay đó có Samatha ạ.
Chị nói lại được không ạ? Em chưa rõ ý của chị ạ.
Achan hỏi bây giờ có Samatha hay không? Khi
Vâng.
có cái hiểu thì có Samatha hay không? Thì chị trả lời là sao ạ?
Vâng, Achan hỏi là hiện giờ có Samatha không ạ?
Thì chị trả lời là dạ có. Khi có cái hiểu thì ngay đó có thanh tịnh thì có Samatha.
He said, yes, when there is understanding, there is Samatha.
And what about any kind of kusala without understanding? Is it wholesome? Is it calm?
Dạ có ạ. Yes, Achan.
So, why they are conditioned for calm to arise? What's condition for calm to arise? What the
Dạ,
condition
duyên
of
cho sự
calm?
an tịnh sinh khởi đó là Kusala ạ.
She said, it's Kusala.
What moment? Now, it's the kusala moment.
Dạ,
Or in general?
khi con nghe Pháp như thế này thì có những khoảnh khắc có thiện ạ.
When I listen to the Dhamma like now, there are moments when there is understanding, Achan.
In general, what we can say is just any moment when there's no akusala. Is that right?
Tâm có thể nhắc lại giùm chị, Tâm chị nghe không rõ.
So now, if there's no understanding whether citta is kusala or akusala, can there be more condition for kusala to arise?
Dạ, yes, Achan.
So it's not just the word about the difference between samatha and vipassana, but the understanding is what is calm or samatha. It's moment without akusala. That's why, is there any understanding about this moment, whether it is kusala or akusala? But we can say in general, at moment of seeing, is there clinging to the object, very, very subtle, unknown, but it's there anytime. That's why seeing the dangers of unwholesome moment is always there. Akusala, not calm at all. That's why seeing the danger of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, visible object and that which is experienced, that there are moments of clinging. That's why try not to be moment of clinging, to have no clinging, understanding what is kusala, and there is enough condition for sati, for awareness, to remember, not to forget that at any moment of seeing there's clinging, it's not calm. The more seeing, the more understanding the danger of akusa, which arises from seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and other moments. There is right understanding enough to understand what object can be object of calm, if it's said in the book, but no understanding of how can it be object of calmness. It cannot develop more calm at all. So all depends on understanding at different levels. When it's understanding the danger of each moment in daily life, that it's full of akusala almost all day, all the time, and understanding what object can be conditioned for calm, it has to be understanding. Without understanding, if the book said about color, why? Just have attention or concentration on color without any understanding. It's not the development of calmness at all. That's why understanding of the right object with understanding truthfully the moment when experience that object, whether it's calm or not, can be the moment of developing calmness a little by little. But no understanding of the ultimate truth. It's only that which is conditioned to arise and falls away, and it's not anything or anyone at all. It's just as it is, but it's covered up by the rapidity of the arising and falling away from moment to moment as something all the time. So it conditions attachment and other unwholesome reality, unwholesome moment. That's why it depends on understanding, but understanding not the ultimate truth as no one at all, the Paramatha Satya, but just understanding that at that moment there can be kusala, not as usual a kusala attached to that object. Different levels of understanding, because no understanding of the nature of the reality as it is. So it's not the development to experience, to realize the truth, the ultimate truth of what is there. So very subtle now, as no one and nothing at all. But samatha just see the danger of attachment in a day to the essential subject, from this doorway to another doorway. Very complex, busy on having akusala more and more in different manners. Does anyone would like to have samatha or to develop to have more samatha? Because samatha does not understand the ultimate truth of any reality, but it only sees the danger of akusala and understand the way to have less attachment and have more calm, not experience any sensuous object anymore. To be away from sensuous object, which is the object of clinging, which has been accumulated years and years ago. But to be calm is not easy at all. because it has to understand the moment of kusala and the moment of akusala. Not just assume that it is moment of kusala now. But it begin to understand that which is akusala. Attachment is there. Without seeing the danger of akusala, of lopa, how can it be calm? It does mean just talk about it, and there is less attachment to it. It's there. From this to that, from seeing to memory to feeling, on and on. That's why understanding the difference between samatha and vipassana. That's why before the enlightenment of the Buddha, as much as those people could know, the way is how to develop calmness to the high degree, to the highest degree, different from just ordinary dance. But after the teachings of the Buddha, how can the ignorance and attachment and all other kusala reality be less until it's worn away, until no condition for that which has arisen long time ago not to be able to arise again, completely gone, ultimately never arise again. That's why if one try to have samatha, to develop samatha, to be calm, without understanding the truth of what is there right now, it's useless, because even calm is not permanent, because there are other conditions for akusala, for sure, more than moment of calmness. That's why we begin to understand whether there is calm now, or whether there is right understanding now, whether there is sati now. It's not the word, but the reality, which is different from akusala. So begin to understand whether there is calm now and how to develop, if one is interested in developing samatha. But any time of kusala is moment of calm, of the degree of that kind of kusala. For example, at moment of considering Dhamma, see, and understand what is there little by little, there must be calm at that moment too, with panya of understanding the nature of that as no one at all. Begin to be carefully consider the truth. For example, we just talk about seeing so easily, but what is seeing and how to understand it a little more, to let go of the ignorance and attachment and wrong understanding, taking it for something or someone all the time in life.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Yes, I think we make a lot of assumptions all the time. We assume that now there are kusala citas because we're listening to the Dhamma or discussing the Dhamma, or we assume that when we go to the pagoda and make offerings, there are kusala dhammas, but without understanding nothing is known at all. And when we just make assumptions or just cling to the idea in this or that situation, or a kusala chitta's arising and there must be calm, then it's not a kusala, it's clinging to kusala, clinging to calm. And what about when there is true kindness or generosity or moments of understanding? Immediately afterwards, there can be clinging to the calm, clinging to the giving, clinging to understanding. So it's very subtle and without understanding at even the level of understanding what is calm, what is kusala. Nothing is known at all. So we can never judge by the situation. We can't say because we're making the offering or we're in a Dhamma discussion or we've opened the Dhamma book that it's kusala. It comes down to the understanding at this very moment. We think when we're peaceful or life is going easily or everything seems very tranquil that there is calmness. But usually that pleasant feeling is with attachment. And usually there's a lot of clinging to having calm. Often people say they study the Dhamma because they want to be calm or to have less troubles, less anxiety, less difficulty in life. In other words, less dosa, less dukkha. But this is not the understanding and development of calm at all. This is the development of clinging, more and more attachment. And in the end, whatever arises is anicca and dukkha. Moments of calm are anicca, dukkha, and anatta too, all gone, all worthless. So understanding whatever appears as a Dhamma is far more precious than the development of calm without understanding of realities. So instead of wishing to have more calm, just beginning to understand whatever appears, no matter its attachment, no matter its seeing, no matter its hearing, no matter its sound, they're all impermanent dhammas. It doesn't matter at all what arises, what appears. Understanding can develop to be a little more detached from what is the object experienced now. But it's a good topic, and I think it's good to understand the difference between the development of samatha and development of vipassana. But the development of vipassana, the development of understanding of realities, develops with calm. And this is higher calm. The calm is more precious that develops with the understanding of realities than the calm that develops in samatha bhavana without the understanding of paramata dhammas.
Yes, as Sarah and Ajahn have explained, whether the citta is kusala or agusala cannot be known from the outward bodily act or speech, nor from the subject matter of the thinking. That difference between kusala and agusala can only be known by panya. We cannot know whether the present citta is kusala or agusala, but panya can know it. And this in part explains the answer to your question about the difference between the panya of samatha and the panya of insight. Because the panya of samatha knows that difference. And as Ajahn has explained, it also knows or sees the danger of agusala arising from moments of experiencing through the sense doors. But that's as far as its knowledge goes. It doesn't know the true nature or characteristic of different realities as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Only the panya of insight knows that. And why is this important? Because the development of kusala, that is samatha, can never lead to the eradication of akusala. It can only lead to the suppression of akusala. And then it's only certain kinds of akusala, not all akusala, that are suppressed. It is the panya of insight which sees the true nature of this life, of life at this moment, that supports the eventual eradication of akusala, and more importantly, leads to the ending of dukkha, the cessation of dukkha. Because the eradication of akusala in itself is not the end. It's seeing the fruitlessness of existence. That is the final goal of the development of insight. So while samatha is to be developed, certainly, because kusala is preferable to akusala, of course, but it's very important to keep in mind that that is not the path that was discovered by the Buddha at the time of his enlightenment, because that knowledge existed before his enlightenment. And what he discovered was the understanding which sees the true nature of different realities and leads to the ending of life in samsara. Thank you.
Dạ, như vậy thì con có thể hiểu là trí tuệ trong samatha không có chánh kiến, có phải không ạ? Thưa chú John.
So can you say that the panya in the development of samatha is not right view? Right view is not present in that kind of panya, isn't it?
The right view of the path is not present, correct? Yes. But there's no wrong view at that moment, obviously. But there's no panya that sees the characteristic of the reality. So that's what right view is. So it's correct to say that at moment of samatha, the panya is not the panya of right view. Right view of the path.
Dạ. Dạ, con có câu hỏi thêm là như vậy thì trí tuệ của samatha có làm duyên để phát triển cái trí tuệ của vipassana trên cái con đường phát triển bát chánh đạo không ạ?
I have a further question. So can the understanding in the development of samatha be a condition for the development of panya in vipassana?
Well, samatha can be developed to the highest level of jhana without there being any development of insight. And so if insight is to be developed, its development really depends on the insight that has been accumulated in previous existences. So it cannot be said that the panya of samatha is a condition for the arising of the panya of insight.
Sở dĩ con có câu hỏi này là vì con từ lâu rồi khi con được nghe pháp đàm với Achan thì con không có còn đi theo cái xu hướng là theo thiền nữa. Con đã hoàn toàn tin tưởng vào cái vấn đề tu tập trong cái cuộc sống hàng ngày của mình một cách rất là tự nhiên. Con không có còn theo cái pháp môn thiền. Tuy nhiên xung quanh con, những đạo hữu của con vẫn còn đâu đó những người đã từng nghe Achan, đã từng rất là hoan hỷ với lại những gì Achan giảng. Nhưng về thì người ta vẫn cho là cần phải ngồi thiền. Tại vì người ta nghĩ là khi ngồi thiền như vậy thì cũng có trí tuệ, và trí tuệ đó có thể hỗ trợ thêm cho cái con đường tu tập của người ta. Thì nên con muốn đặt câu hỏi ở đây để cho chúng con được hiểu rõ hơn, để có một cái niềm tin và có một cái niềm tin vững vàng hơn trên cái con đường tu tập ạ.
The reason that I asked this question because myself, after listening to Ajahn, I have stopped practicing meditation, and I believe that there can be the development of understanding in daily life. But there are some friends who also listen to Ajahn and who are very delighted with what Ajahn said, but they still keep practicing meditation because they think that when they practice meditation, they think that is samatha, and they can have the panya that supports the development of vipassana. So I raised the question so that those people can have more confidence.
Yes, thank you for raising this question, which is of interest to many people, I think. And I have heard the view expressed that if samatha is developed to a high degree, such that concentration becomes very highly developed also, then it's possible to use that concentration to focus on realities for the development of insight. Now, this, of course, is a complete misunderstanding of the development. Okay to proceed, Tom?
One moment, please. Sẵn sàng chưa? Okay. Please carry on, John.
Right, thanks, Tom. This, of course, is a misunderstanding of the development of insight. Insight cannot be developed by deliberately focusing or trying to focus on realities by selecting an object. As we have said, the understanding that is awareness and understanding of realities arises by conditions. And in fact, the same goes for the development of samatha. So people, I think, are confused and possibly mistaken even about what is the development of samatha in the first place, because they think it involves selecting an object, focusing on the object. We won't go into the reasons at this stage why that is not the teaching of the Buddha. However, certainly as far as insight goes, any attempt to direct concentration or attention to a conditioned reality in order to understand it better and thereby develop insight is bound to be a wrong practice, leading to the opposite result that one is trying to achieve, taking one further away from the destination. But that is quite a widespread view that one finds. And so for your friends, I can appreciate that it takes time for them to consider at a deeper level the full implication of the teaching on conditioned realities. And they may happily continue to develop samatha, thinking that it's going to be a big help in the development of insight. I'm afraid that that is not the case. But perhaps if they continue to reflect on the teaching as given by the Buddha, they will realize in time that that view is not in accordance with his teaching. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. Yeah, con đã hiểu.
And I appreciate your interest and understanding also, Ms. Lan, and thank you for bringing up the question and for stating it so clearly for us to consider. Thank you.
And what about samatha in daily life? Is it useful? Very useful too, because it's so daily in life. What about samatha in daily life? Any moment of wholesome deeds or speech? Would anyone like to have more? Develop moment of to be calm, any moment of experience, whatever is there, to give, to help, to forgive. See, those moments must be calm as well, away from akusala. Or should one develop samatha bhavana? What for? And what about moment in life, seeing people, be friendly, helping, or be kind? See, all those moments are samatha. And at that moment, akusala cannot arise. So in a day, more kusala or more akusala. If there's no kusala, no calm, no wholesome moments, it's time for akusala to arise again and again and again. And understanding the truth of reality, it doesn't matter to have samatha of what degree at all. Whatever is there is conditioned. The most important is understanding the truth. Even samatha is not anyone. It does not belong to anyone. It's just like any moment, just conditioned to arise and then gone. And when there are more moments of akusa, like Devadatta or anyone who experience high degree and they can perform the miracle, even so, akusa is so strong because it's not daily development of calmness of kusala. So what is the result? When calmness that one has developed to that degree can never arise because of akusala is so strong. It just has the moment of akusala, then the common daily kusala in life. To be calm but no understanding of any reality right now as it is anatta, and have great keen samatha of what degree but no understanding of the truth that it's gone, it's not permanent, and it cannot belong to anyone or by condition. And some might think that the development of vipassana is so very difficult. So they think that I have condition for samatha bhavana. But it's not samatha at all. It just cling, wanting to get to that level of calmness. But at that moment, it's not calm. So how can it condition higher level of calmness? That's why Satya Parami is very important, not to go wrong. If there can be such moment of very strong, very calm, and a moment of understanding the truth, what is better? Still want to be calm? Or is so very, very precious to understand the truth, even so little, but it can develop more with careful consideration. What is better?
Dạ, hiểu về sự thật tốt hơn ạ.
Understanding the truth is better, Ajahn.
Because at that moment there is calm as well. Calmness is there, arising with understanding. And it can understand a little more, while calmness does not understand any truth at all, as Dhamma, no one.
Vâng, con nghĩ là một trong những lý do mà cái quan điểm cho là định có định trước để giúp cho hỗ trợ cho tuệ thì nó tới từ những cái thông tin, ví dụ như ở trong thanh tịnh đạo là định là cận nhân của tuệ. Tuy nhiên là hiểu về cái câu này như thế nào thì có thể nhờ Ajahn cũng như ông bà nói rõ hơn được không ạ? I think that one of the reasons for the widespread belief that the concentration can help to support the development of vipassana is because in the Visuddhimagga it is stated that concentration is the proximate cause of panya, of understanding. But how to understand this statement in the Visuddhimagga? Please help to explain. Thank you.
Concentration arises with each citta. Cetana, samadhi, see one pointedness. Ekakata citasika arises with each citta. So can it help? Only when it's kusala. At that moment, it's a moment that akusala cannot arise more and more and more as usual. But what about the understanding of the truth that Buddha has enlightened? See, is that as more precious than just become without any understanding of the truth? Because calm or passaddhi cetasika arises with each moment of kusala and sobhana citta. That's why we learn more to understand the truth as different levels of passaddhi, citta passaddhi, kaya passaddhi. See, what are they? If there is no understanding, we can misunderstanding. take it for this, but actually it's not. For example, concentration, one pointedness, a reality arises with each citta, that's all. It can be kusala or akusala. And it has to be right understanding too, because just concentration arises with each citta. It doesn't help. But the understanding of what is calmness and what is vipassana cannot be mistaken when there's right understanding of both. They are different kind of kusala. One is to have no akusala more as usual, while it develops not to be cling to that sensuous object by how, not just read the four dhatu is the object of samatha bhavana, but what is panya to understand that how can it be? Not just look without any understanding, without watching, without understanding, without attention, without right understanding. See, it's not easy subject at all. It has to be right understanding of how there can be no attention to the sensuous object. It needs quiet place, see, and so on. Different from vipassana, which develop the understanding of whatever is there, no matter what, just only once in lifetime, only one object now, never to arise again. It's there, so it can be known little by little with right attention to understand the difference between the reality which experiences the object, no rupa with it at all, and the one which cannot experience the object but is there, seen, heard, smelled, tasted, and so on. The truth is that they are different by conditions, and once it arises, it cannot arise again. All gone, that's the meaning of anicca. Otherwise, without understanding the truth clearly, no matter how much we talk about it, it's not as dukkha as when it appears, arising and falling away. With calmness too, with any kind of citta, with all stages of right understanding, and kusala and akusala, see? All are anatta, that's the point, to understand the ultimate truth. No one, no self, no thing. Once it's there, it's gone forever, never to arise again. And just want to be calm, much different. To cling to that later.
So, so yes, as we know in the development of the Eightfold Path, there has to be the factor of samadhi, and all the path factors condition each other, develop together. But if one thinks that by concentrating on an object or meditating on an object, there will be the development of concentration that will condition right understanding, it's not the samadhi that develops with the development of the path. It's Miccha Samadhi. It's the wrong path because it's clinging I that would like to concentrate, that tries to concentrate. So this is not the Sama Samadhi that is a proximate condition for understanding, or the concentration, the understanding is a condition for its arising. And as we know, the understanding of paccaya conditions is very complex and subtle. So the first question about whether right understanding in the development of samatha can be a condition for samadhi of the path. Well, by conditions such as aramana paccaya and pakatupanisya paccaya, natural decisive support condition, any reality can be a condition for panya now. The jhana factors can be a condition. Even dosa can be a condition for samadhi because there can be the arising of dosa, and it can be a condition for wise reflection on the anatterness of dosa as a dhamma. Any reality can be a condition for the path, but one wouldn't try to cultivate dosa because it can be a condition for right understanding to arise. And in the same way, one wouldn't try to have wrong concentration because one's read that concentration can be a condition for understanding. So when the friends want to practice meditation and they think it's samatha and this can condition the right path, it's the wrong way of thinking because, first of all, they don't understand what true samatha is, the kusala calm with kusala citas. They think that by concentrating, trying to be calm, trying to have wholesome concentration, the practice will bring it. But this is not correct because it's motivated by desire, by lobha from the very start. So calm doesn't develop by focusing or concentrating. Even if we're talking about samatha bhavana, it develops through the development of understanding of what calm is, what kusala is, the danger of sensuous objects that there is clinging to even now, not by trying to concentrate on an object. Like Ajahn mentioned about color, if there's just concentrating on color or concentrating on breath, no understanding, it cannot bring calm. It just brings concentration with attachment.
I'd like to add a couple of words on the question of concentration as proximate cause for insight in the Visuddhimagga. So in the passage that I'm looking at the moment, it's quite clear that the concentration in question is that of the person who is going to develop insight with the jhana citta as its object. As we know, there are different levels of attainment of enlightenment, and enlightenment that is attained with the jhana citta as its object is of a higher degree than otherwise, than enlightenment that comes without that added attainment. And so this is the context in which the Buddha said that a bhikkhu who is concentrated understands correctly. And that is a quote from the Samyutta Nikaya. But as the Visuddhimagga explains that, it's referring to a particular case where enlightenment, or at least insight, is to be developed and enlightenment attained with the jhana citta as its object. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Chị Xuân Lan có muốn hỏi thêm gì và đào sâu gì thêm chủ đề này không ạ? Hoặc là phát biểu cảm nghĩ của chị không ạ?
Chị thấy phần trả lời như vậy thì chị đã hiểu được hơn rồi Tâm. Chị nghĩ là đối với chị thì chị có một cái niềm tin với lại những cái gì A Chan đã giảng từ trước tới giờ, không có cố gắng, không có tập trung. Pháp chỉ là hay biết tất cả những cái gì trong thực tại. Còn ngoài ra thì bản thân chị cũng không có chủ trương làm những cái gì đặc biệt hơn, làm cái gì để cho cái tiến trình tu nó nhanh hơn. Chị không có những cái tham vọng đó. Nhưng mà nhìn xung quanh chị vẫn có những người tu rất là lâu, nhưng mà cũng còn vướng mắc ở một số điểm là người ta vẫn băn khoăn là có nên thiền, để cái thiền đó nó hỗ trợ thêm cho cái việc học. Thì chị muốn đưa ra để tất cả mọi người và chị có được thêm cái hiểu cho nó vững vàng hơn. Chứ còn bản thân chị thì luôn luôn tin vào những cái gì A Chan giảng, và chị cũng hiểu vì sao A Chan chỉ giảng về sự thật thôi, vì sao mà không cần thiền. Chị cũng thấy được trong cái khi mà thực hành một phương pháp nào đó, tức là ngay đó đã có ý niệm về ngã, và đó nó đã có tà kiến ở đó rồi. Nó đã đi ngược với lại cái con đường bát chánh đạo. Thì chị tin một cái niềm tin rất là chắc chắn khi mà chị nghe A Chan giảng. Đó là những cái cảm nghĩ của chị như vậy.
I myself have faith in what Ajahn says, and I also think that there cannot be, whenever there is the idea of a meditation practice or a method, then the idea of self is there. So I don't think that I need to practice meditation, but just to understand different realities in our daily life. But many people to me who have known the Buddha's teaching for a long time, who are said to practice the Dhamma, they still think that meditation practice is necessary. So that's why I asked this question for everyone and also for myself to have a better understanding. But I don't doubt that. I don't doubt about that.
That's why it has to be understanding what is meditation in Pali and what did Buddha say about it. What people think about meditation and what is the truth of meditation and what did Buddha taught about it. And what did Buddha teach about meditation. In Pali, the word is bhavana, isn't it? Samatha bhavana, vipassana bhavana. So bhavana means that it can be realized even not now. It's not the moment of realization of the truth, but listen carefully to understand what is meant by realization, and what is meant by vipassana and what is meant by samatha. So, so what is the word that or the term meditation? That everyone thinks it's meditation, but what is it in truth?
Can I answer the question?
Mời anh Giao.
Achan, long times ago, I heard from you when you asked Kun Jonathan about what meditation is, and you said that for your understanding, meditate at a level of patipati. So understanding at level of patipati in meditation.
Because in Pali, I think
But
it is bhavana. Is that right, Kun John, Kun Sundra? Bhavana
no,
is
I
the
don't think
Pali.
so, because at that time you said about the understanding of vipassana.
Because even in Thailand, people heard the word patipati, which come from the Pali term patipati, but Thai use the word patipat, because misunderstanding that patipati is something to do, because patipat in Thai language is to do. That's why people think that they have to do vipassana. But vipassana cannot be done at all. All dhammas are anatta. So it's the wrong understanding from the very beginning about the word, that it has to be done. It has to practice. But in truth, what is meant by practice? Because now there's not enough understanding of the meaning of the Buddha by different manners, different aspects. But little by little, considering more, understanding a little more, it can be so very keen and sharp understanding of what is said by the Buddha. See, that is bhavana, from nothing begin to be, little by little, understanding the truth. So the word bhavana, we don't have to bhavana for akusala at all, because it's there already by condition. But to understand the truth, the very subtle truth, nature of that which is now appearing, but no understanding at all. For example, seeing is there. What is it? See, and this is bhavana, beginning to understand what is there, stage by stage, from pariyatti to patipatti to pativeda. So the word patipatti, the second round of the Noble Truth, without pariyatti, keen understanding, clear understanding of the truth, enough to not go wrong, not to think that saying is I say all the time. It's the moment of beginning to have firm confidence, no matter how long ago or how much hearing about saying, but it's not yet the moment of realizing the nature of seeing. So this is bhavana, the first round of the Noble Truth. Understand what is what as Dhamma, as Anatta, and what is a way to understand the truth. Not just follow the word or follow anyone, just say as they say, no understanding at all. Patipatti is not to do anything at all. It's the development of understanding the truth. But it has to begin from the first level, understanding what is said, have firm confidence of Dhamma, firm confidence of Anatta. So no matter we heard this or that about the Panya or Sati or Viriya and so on, just to have firm confidence of the truth, to understand that it's just the level of understanding, because we are talking about seeing, but it's not the higher stage. Being aware of the nature of seeing, because we heard a lot about that it's a reality arises by condition to experience only visible object, that's all. Little by little, to let go the atta, take it from me or something, the bed, the curtain, and so on, until in life, daily life, the more understanding, the more difficult to let go, because it's so very subtle, and clinging clings from long time ago, so it's there more than just the whole universe at all. If it's something like rupa, no place to keep it, but because it doesn't have any rupa at all, so it's there, just wrong understanding, on and on and on and on. Heard about vipassana, someone think, I would like to have vipassana so much. What way to do, to try? Say, it's wrong. That's not the way to let go of wearing away, ignorance and attachment, but it's more attachment and more ignorance. So it's not patipati. That's why someone think that it's the way, so they go there, trying to do, to sit, to stand, to walk, whatever been told, but no understanding of what is there every moment now. That's why learning to let go, or just heard about that and have clinging, attachment, wishing instantly to attain such high understanding, high level of understanding. That's why it has to be so patient. Khanti Parami, Satya Parami, and they work their way. The more Panya understand the truth, the more it's so subtle, the more letting go. No way to just try to do anything to attain, but the understanding a little more, a little more. And that moment of understanding is letting go of the ignorance and attachment, little by little, stage by stage. So understand what is meant by meditation. It's not the teaching of the Buddha. If one thinks that it has to go somewhere to try to walk, to stand, or to whatever is told. But now, each word of the Buddha just represents the truth of what is there right now to be known as it is, which hasn't been known before at all. So, the great respect to that so high level beyond anyone of the Buddha, the enlightenment. Otherwise, there can never be the understanding of the truth of seeing, as it's not me, and that which is seen is not anything at all. Just arise and fall away so very quickly, condition, different shape and form to be taken for something, the word of atta, the whole life, wrong understanding. And that is bhavana, not practice, but developing understanding to be truthful to the truth. What is heard and what is there appearing, how much understanding, so very little, or just understand the word, but no attention to the characteristic of that which is there, seeing of that which is seen, different moment, different reality. So we have to understand what is meant by meditation, because in Pali it is bhavana, the development of understanding at level of
Yes,
sattva.
if we look in the, sorry, Jan, if we look in the
Please,
text, bhavana means development. So samatha bhavana is the development of calm with understanding. Vipassana bhavana is the development of vipassana, the development of satipatthana with right understanding. And when we talk about, for example, Suttamaya Panya, Chintamaya Panya, Bhavana Maya Panya, it's referring to understanding from listening, understanding from considering, Bhavana Maya Panya, understanding from the development. So this is Patipati, this is Bhavana Maya Panya. It is the direct understanding of realities, but without the listening, the understanding while listening, the understanding while considering. There couldn't be the understanding, the direct understanding, the patipati understanding. So bhavana from the beginning is the development of understanding stage by stage. So it's never anything to do with concentrating on an object or focusing or observing or attending to an object. It's about the understanding in daily life, the natural development. So it might have been Bhavana Maya Panya that Ajahn and Jonathan were discussing before, I don't know. But anyway, Bhavana always refers to development of understanding.
Yes. Can I use Vietnamese first? Unsara.
Oh, yes.
Dạ, con cảm ơn Ajahn, cảm ơn cô Sarah. Thực ra con chỉ muốn tham gia một ý thôi. Tức là hồi xưa khi Ajahn giảng về cái chữ thiền á, thì Ajahn nói khi mình nói chữ thiền, mình dịch là meditation. Thì theo Ajahn, chữ thiền này á, là cái mức độ hiểu biết nó nằm ở cái mức Patipati. Và khi mình nói cái mức độ hiểu biết ở Patipati có nghĩa là kinh nghiệm trực tiếp, thì ở đó không có ai để làm cái gì cả. Và khi đó mức độ hiểu biết là rất cao rồi, không phải đi đâu đó để hành thiền, tức là không phải tìm một cái phương pháp nào để hành thiền, tức là cái ý nghĩa nó là như vậy. Chứ còn cái lĩnh vực mà phát triển Bhavana thì con cũng cảm ơn cô Sarah vừa mới chia sẻ để giúp mọi người giúp nhất là con có những cái mỗi ngày một chút. Như Ajahn thường nói cái hiểu mình rất ít, cho nên mỗi ngày hiểu thêm một chút thì nó rất là tốt.
Vâng, em xin lỗi
Còn
anh Giao là
khi mà mình nói về, để anh nói hết đã. Ví dụ khi mình nói về là thiền thì tùy mức độ hiểu. Ví dụ như khi mức độ mình hiểu là nó là mức hiểu biết ở mức Patipati, thì ở đó cũng không có ai để làm cái gì cả, tùy mức độ rất cao rồi, và cũng không phải tìm một nơi nào đó.
vâng, em xin lỗi, em phải đính chính một chút là vừa rồi anh Giao dịch lại cái câu mà anh Giao phát biểu trước khi mà trước đó, và sau đó thì đã có phần giải thích của Ajahn cũng như là của Basera, bởi vì là cái cách hiểu là nói đến thiền là nói đến thực hành, nói đến cái mức độ của Patipati, thì em nghĩ là đấy không phải là cái lời mà Ajahn đã nói, và đoạn sau đó là ông Ajahn cũng như là cô Sarah đã giải thích, nên là em cũng phải đính chính lại để mọi người không hiểu nhầm.
Như vậy anh không tiếp tục à?
Và em nghĩ là cần phải nói theo đúng trình tự, bởi vì khi mà sau khi những lời giải thích của của Ajahn và Sarah
Thì
đã
cái
nói
pháp
là cái ý
hiện
đó
tại
không
mà
đúng,
anh nghĩ là pháp
sẽ
hiện tại, khi hiện tại anh có những ý kiến như vậy thì anh vẫn trình bày được chứ.
thì bởi vì anh đã trình bày trước đó và
Bây
Ajahn
giờ tiếp
và
tục sau khi Ajahn giảng thì anh có hiểu biết, anh
thì
nói lại.
anh cũng nên
Anh nghĩ vẫn được, bình thường, có gì đâu.
I think the thing is before he said what you the before, and then you already gave the explanation stating that the thinking that meditation is the level of patipati is not the understanding of what bhavana is. But then because he said that again in Vietnamese, so I had to explain so that the audience are not mistaken about that. Em nghĩ là mình phải nói đúng trình tự anh ạ. Phần trước anh nói gì cũng được, nhưng mà anh phải nói tiếng Việt như thế nào, tiếng Anh như thế. Ông bà giải thích rồi, Ajahn giải thích rồi, thì sau đó là chuyển sang phần khác. Chứ còn anh nói không đúng trình tự như vậy thì là sẽ làm cho mọi người hiểu nhầm ạ.
Ok, thank you, cảm ơn. Ajahn, I really appreciate what you help us to understand about the reality at this moment. Thank you.
Dhamma is so subtle. That's why we have to talk about it again, consider again, and talking about again, because there are so many aspects of just one reality, to realize the truth that it cannot be taken for being permanent or belong to anyone, or it cannot be taken for something or someone at all. So much to learn about, more and more, little by little, carefully. For example, meditation. It seems like everyone knows what is it, but in truth, what is it? Sitting, walking, concentrating, what? No understanding. So what is the point of this moment? At moment of understanding the truth, it begins to reveal its truth. So little by little. And who knows that what is meant by darkness? When it's dark, it cannot see anything at all. Nothing is seen, only darkness. But is it dark now? Not understanding what seeing is. Even it's there. Just learn about it. It's a reality which arises, experience, only the object which impinge on the eyebase and so on. But what is the nature of seeing? Before it's arising, it's not there. As soon as it has a reason and see, it's gone. Is it true? And that is the development of understanding little by little. To let go ignorance, because ignorance covers up the truth. So that this moment, what is there? Gone instantly all the time, without careful considering. How can it be the moment of wearing away ignorance, attachment, which is conditioned for wholesome deeds and speech? That's why learn to let go ignorance and attachment and all kinds of akusala and all kinds of akusala, not to be the cause for born again, die again, born again, and die again endlessly. Different ones for each life, not the same one as this life, as last life. That's why we learn to let go, not to learn to have more, develop more, to, in truth, know understanding of the truth more and more and more. That's why be truthful to the truth, how much understanding, what level it is. It's only understanding what is said about what is there right now. As seeing is not that which is seen. They are different, they are the realities, but one experiences the object and the other cannot experience the object. Begin to have the right understanding of what is there, gradually, little by little, until it can condition moment of thinking about it, which hasn't been thought about before. Even that, see. So what about in a day? Without hearing, considering, reading, considering, discussing, considering, there cannot be condition or ahara for right understanding to grow, to develop. The truth, which is so very subtle, because it does not appear as it is. It's so deep because it's there, but it cannot be known yet. But there are many conditions to have more understanding of the truth. Little by little, this is the letting go. Bhavana, for panya to let go, ignorance. So it has to be right understanding, samadhi from the very beginning, with all kinds of parami, satya parami, khanti parami, viriya parami, so on. So listen more, careful consideration more, attending little by little to the reality which is known by hearing, considering, until it can be object of understanding a little clearer and clearer, until it show up so clear, not now, but at the stage of vipassana. But it has to develop to understand little by little before it can be clearly realized.
Thank you.
Zhao, I'd like to ask you if you have what your understanding of meditation is, because you bring up this topic from time to time. So when you hear about meditation, the word meditation, what do you think about? We can't hear you. Mr. Zhao, we can't hear you.
Anh Giao, bật mic anh Giao ơi.
Thank you,
Start again.
to give me opportunity to say something about meditation. Yes, as I understand about meditation, at least at the discussion between Hakman and Ajahn. So Ajahn make it very clear about the meditation. So Ajahn said, we do nothing with meditation because when, as Ajahn understanding, Ajahn said, the meditation is the level of understanding at Patipati. As I understanding, the understanding as level of Patipati is very high and it's the right view, not self, not anyone do anything, and understanding about the reality is very high, and they can experience directly the object. So at that level of understanding as Patipati, they understand not to do nothing. Like many people think about meditation is go somewhere to do something or try an object to focus on it. I understand clearly about this. So I just remind about the wrong translate from meditation as everybody, many people understand about the meditation. I understanding like Ajahn said about this one time I already heard. Meditation is level of understanding at Patipati. So at level understanding at Patipati, do nothing, nowhere to do, no object to focus. Yes, that's all.
So maybe we can drop the word meditation because it's so misleading and just talk about development of understanding, because even right from the very beginning, even when it's just wise considering, like now, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to do anything. So the understanding from the very beginning, even when it's pariyatti understanding, has to be the beginning of the understanding of dhammas as anatta, the understanding that it's not I that sees now, it's not I that hears, it's not I that concentrate. Dhammas, all conditioned dhammas arise by conditions, not by any self. So if there's any idea of I concentrating or focusing on an object, it's not the beginning of understanding. So better to talk about the development of understanding, the development of bhavana. And from the very beginning, we don't have to say, oh, it's only at pati pati, because right from the very beginning, it has to be the understanding of dhammas, like seeing now, hearing now, thinking now, dhammas that arise by conditions and fall away instantly. Sabbe dhamma anatta. Whatever we read, whatever we hear has to be in conformity with all dhammas are anatta. So from the very beginning, no one to do anything, no one to consider, no one to give, no one to have metta, nothing to be done by anyone. Understanding has to just begin to develop and understand more about different dhammas, the life, the world right now. And that's the only way it can develop. As soon as there's any idea of a practice, going somewhere special, focusing on an object, then it is the wrong path from the start.
Yes, I totally agree
Good.
with you, because the purpose of I remind about the meditation is a level of patipati, like you said, nothing we do at that level, so no need to say about meditation. Yes, thank you, Khun Sarah. And
At
maybe
that
I have,
level or beginning level, even now.
different
Yes,
level.
from
Yeah,
the very start.
very different. And maybe I have a short time, so maybe I have a question, all the question. Can I? Can I?
Go ahead.
Yes. So I heard Ajahn encourage careful consideration of Dharma reality by asking questions about this. For example, when someone wants to understand a reality, Ajahn asks a series of questions. What is this? Is it real? Is it real now? Begin now? What is Nirvana? Why is? What are there? What are the nature of? So little this help us develop deeper understanding, not just thinking about it, but by understanding its way of appearing. So the question is, sometimes I think I take it as a guideline for consideration of the true nature of Dharma reality. So is it wrong when I take it like a rule, fish rules? Thank you.
So even now, is there wise considering? Is there wise reflecting? Or is it I taking as a rule? So only Panya can know at this moment. So the point of asking the questions, as you say, is to help us, to encourage us to consider carefully. And this is the approach the Buddha took as well. What is seen now? Is it permanent or is impermanent? Is it self or is it anatta? So if we just give the answers and there's no considering and we just repeat the words, it's not so helpful. Like the very first question today, Sun Lan asked about the difference between the Panya and Samatha and Vipassana. And as I recall, Ajahn's first comment was, is there Samatha now? Because if the bhavana is not now, if the considering is not about what is now, then how does it help? Is there samatha now? What is samatha? Is there calmness at this very moment? Usually we don't know. Is there any clinging now? Pleasant feeling? Is it pleasant feeling with clinging or pleasant feeling with calm and kusala chittas? It's gone so quickly. So the whole point of the teachings is to bring the wise considering back to this very moment, to understand a little more about the truth now, not my calmness, not my concentration, not my following a rule, just different dhammas. And as you imply, there may be a moment of wise considering about samatha, and then there may be a moment of trying to consider wrong practice, I trying to do something. So we can see how subtle the dhammas are, but the understanding always has to be at this moment, no matter where or when, because whatever arises is by conditions and gone instantly, and it can only be at this very moment. So is there calm now? Is there wrong practice even now? Trying to catch the reality, for example. Is there calm at this moment? If so, it doesn't belong to me or you or anyone. It's just a dharma of no importance, gone instantly. But clinging comes in so quickly. And this is daily life.
I remember Kun Jonathan saying there are no fixed rule. So we
No fixed rules, yes.
should not make Israel guiding.
Right. If one has a fixed rule that one has to join the Zoom to have understanding, or one has to go here or there, or that there has to be understanding of visible object before sound or before seeing, then it's not understanding Dhamma now.
There are a few minutes left. Maybe Ajahn would like to say a few things before we finish. Thank you.
So, the word meditation is right or wrong for the development of right understanding. Or we can use that word with right understanding, but it's not meditation practice. That's why learn to understand the truth of what is there, no matter in what word about it. Because patipatti, see, it sounds very simple, but in truth, it's not as simple as we think. For example, meditation center is wrong, simple way, but wrong way too. It's not the development of understanding. If someone would like to use the word meditation, what is it? Whether it's right or wrong can be known. For example, what is the point of meditating or go to the meditation center? To understand what? What is there now? The same at meditation center? Seeing is seeing. So what is meant by meditation center? Right understanding can arise anywhere, anytime, by conditions. That is the way to let go. Practicing. Because it seems like to do something to practice. But in truth, to be truthful to the truth, understanding no matter what word is used, what is right and what is wrong. So the meditation center have such wrong understanding of the development understanding, the truth of what is there. So anyone can say this word, but depending on understanding. But when it's used that way, it's wrong. Is that right? Wrong path for sure. because right understanding can arise anytime by conditions, right now or anywhere. So what for? To go to such place to concentrate or no understanding of the conditions for what is there. Going to meditation center, what condition that? So I think that we better use the Pali term and understand the word in Pali like pariyatti, patipatti, and pativeda. No meditation idea at all about we use the word meditation center. So it depends on understanding. When there's no right understanding of what is there now at all and how to understand it, different from going to somewhere to follow some teachings, practicing. Be truthful to the truth, what Buddha said. We follow the Buddha's word of truth because that's the only way to have more and more clear understanding of what is there now. Even the word can bring misunderstanding. Center, so it's only there, right? Not the other place to realize the truth. But in truth, it's wrong. It's not right because right understanding is anatta. All dhammas are anatta. What is there now is anatta, conditioned. Each moment unknown. Even the moment of saying unknown is conditioned. Be truthful to the truth. Satya parami. It's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadika, Than
สวัสดี
Achan.
ครับ
Swadika,
อาจารย์
Ajahn.
สวัสดีครับ
so
Thank you
much.
very much อาจารย์
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
come back
Thank
Hi
you.
Tiny